does your concealer always crease no matter what concealer you use? Let me tell you why and give you some tips to prevent that in today's video. Hello everyone, I'm Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Let's get started by applying the concealer right away on this side, which is the first mistake I saw a lot of beginners make. Then I will do the correct way to stop creasing on the other side for you to see the difference. I'm using the Josie Maran Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer today. I love this concealer as it's very hydrating and provides a flawless full coverage with a natural finish. This concealer doesn't crease a lot on me, but there's still a little bit if I don't apply it properly. I will use the same amount of product on both sides. I apply the concealer on like I normally do, then I blend out with my beauty blender. And I'm done with this side. Why does the concealer crease under our eyes? As we talk and smile, the facial muscles move, and with aging, we have fine lines and wrinkles. The concealer will settle in those lines, and that's called creasing. Plus, our body just naturally produce oil throughout the day, and oil breaks down makeup products really fast. That's why we use oil to remove our makeup, and that's the reason our makeup looks not as good at the end of the day. Right now I just make some wings, and you can see it already creased, especially where I have wrinkles and fine lines, and it makes me look older. Now I will give you some tips to minimize creasing. First, make sure you have a clean canvas to start with. There's no oil or dust on your face. This also helps with the longevity of your makeup. Next, hydration is key. Always moisturize the under eye area. Keep it plumped and hydrated. I'm using the Embryolisse Creme to apply a small amount on my under eye area. If your skin in this area is dry, the concealer can cling to any dry edges and make it look crispy and cakey and worse. I'm gonna wait for it to dry down completely. After that, I use the eye primer from Decay to apply under my eyes, then wait for it to set until it feels not too tacky to the touch. I recommend this eye primer as it's very lightweight and thin, dries out invisible, and works for all skin types. There's some eye primers that dried out really tacky or a little bit too dry and can give your under eyes some texture, which we never asked for. So just try your eye primer on. If it's not working for you, just skip this step, or you can also try any face primer to see what works best for you. Next, I'll apply the concealer. The position of the concealer and how much product you use are very important. Just apply right where you need to cover and in thin layers. In my case, I want to cover my dark circles right here and at my outer corner. I just put on a thin layer at first. Wait a few seconds for it to dry down a bit so it gives more coverage than when you blend it out right away. Don't apply concealer directly onto your under lashes area. The delicate skin in this area is thin and cannot hold as much product as the rest of your face, and it regularly creases the fastest. If you feel your under eye need more coverage, just put some more on, but remember, the less product you apply, the less creasing you will have. When blending, be mindful not to drag the beauty sponge as it can move the concealer and lose the coverage. Just lightly press it onto the skin using tapping motions instead. You can blend out with your finger or a concealer brush too. You also need to pay attention to the shade of the concealer. I never use a lighter shade for my under eyes. I always use the same shade as my skin tone. For me, the lighter shade just highlights my problem area instead of covering it. It's just me. If you like to brighten your under eyes, just go for it. And if you can still see the dark circles after layer and layer of concealer, it's not because you used the wrong shade of concealer. It means you need to color correct beforehand. And I will talk about that in another video. Before setting it with powder, make sure to blend out any creasing. I recommend doing one eye at a time, as I know some concealers crease right after you just put it on. I didn't put the concealer on my under lashes area, but somehow it still found a way to settle in this area, so I use a Q-tip to remove it to make sure there's no creasing before setting it with powder. Or you can take a sheet of blotting paper and gently press it on your under eye area over your concealer. This will help any excess product or lingering oils from settling into fine lines and creases, then apply the powder right after. I'm using the Kosas Cloud Set to set my under eye area with a fluffy brush. This powder is the lightest weight powder I've ever used. It has a really soft, natural finish and makes my under eyes feel like nothing on it. When setting it with powder, I just press the brush on gently. Don't swipe it left and right. Pressing it on will prevent the concealer from shifting and diminishing coverage in the process. This also allows the concealer to set better so it stays on all day. Now this side is finished. I will give it some wings just like I did on the other side. And I will show you both sides and let the results speak for themselves. To be honest with you, I don't do this method every day as I usually wear natural makeup on a daily basis, so I don't mind a little creasing or my dark circles peeking through a little bit. This can look quite makeup-y and unnatural in person. This is for special occasion or events when I want to look flawless and have a full face of makeup on. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.